Hi students, this is A. Mandri Kumar Rajesh. In this video, we are going to discuss the topic called shoot system. Shoot system arises from the plumule of the seed. The root system arises from the radicle of a seed. So in this video, we are going to discuss the shoot system which arises from the plumule. The plumule of the embryo of a germinating seed grows into stem. So the plumule அப்படிங்கிற region தான் which is present inside the seed. சரிங்களா? So seed குள்ள என்ன இருக்கும்? It contains embryo. சரிங்களா? So the plumule of the embryo of a germinating seed grows into stem. சரிங்களா? அதுதான் என்னவா மாறுது? ஸ்டெம்மா மாறுது. The epicotyle elongates after embryo. The seeds contains epicotyle and hypocotyle. Epicotyle elongates after embryo growth into axis, that is called stem. That bears leaf from its tip, which contain actively dividing cells of the shoot called apical meristem. Apical meristem means the meristem which is present at the tip. So it can divide continuously. It can increase the length of a plant. சரிங்களா? என்ன சொல்றாங்க? The epicotyle elongates. They get increase in the length after embryo growth into axis, into the stem that bears leaf from its tip. It bears leaf from its tip, which contains the actively dividing cells of the shoot called apical meristem. So apical meristem means it can divide continuously. Apical means that meristem which is present at the tip of the shoot system. So it can elongate, it can increase the length of a shoot system. Then further cell division and the growth result in the formation of a mass of tissue called leaf primordium. Actually, primordium means a mass of tissue. Later it can become an organ. So that primordium is called, here they have mentioned leaf primordium. So that mass of tissue, later it become a leaf. The primordium அப்படினா என்னன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா is a mass of tissue. சரிங்களா? அது கொஞ்ச நாளுக்கு அப்புறம் இல்ல கொஞ்ச நேரத்துக்கு அப்புறம் என்னவா மாறும்? அது ஒரு லீஃபாவோ இல்ல ஃப்ளாராவோ. இப்போ ஃப்ளாரல் பிரைமார்டியம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்கன்னா it is a mass of tissue. Later it become a flower. சரிங்களா? ஆனா இங்க என்ன கொடுத்திருக்காங்க? லீஃப்னு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So later that mass of tissue can become a leaf. சரிங்களா? அதான் லீஃப் பிரைமார்டியம்னு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So further cell division and the growth results in the formation of a mass of tissue called leaf primordium. The point from which the leaf arises is called node. கணுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அதான் சொல்லுவாங்க கணு அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. The point from which leaf arises is called this node. The region between two adjacent nodes is called as internode. So consider this is a node and this is a node. The distance between these two nodes is called as internode. சரிங்களா? ரெண்டு கணுக்களுக்கு இடையே இருக்கக்கூடிய நோட தான் நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம்? internode. அந்த ஸ்பேஸ் தான் நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம்? internodes அப்படினு சொல்றோம். Let me tell about the characteristic features of stem. The stem is aerial, green, photosynthetic and has nodes and internodes. So the stem is present above the soil, that is why they are called as aerial, and they are green, they contains chlorophyll, they can do photosynthesis and it contains nodes and internodes. So ஒரு ஸ்டெம்னா அதுல கண்டிப்பா என்ன இருக்கணும்? nodes and internodes இருக்கணும் and they must present above the soil. சரிங்களா? Then it is positively phototrophic and negatively geotrophic. So the stem can grow towards the sunlight and they are negatively geotrophic. The stem do not grow towards the gravity. So negatively geotrophic. It has nodes and internodes. கணு கண்டிப்பாக இருக்கும். சரிங்களா? Then stem bears vegetative bud for vegetative growth of the plant. Vegetative bud means it can produce leaf. சரிங்களா? Stem bears vegetative bud. It can give rise to leaf. And floral buds for reproduction. So floral buds gives rise to flower and it can become a fruit. So reproduction of a reproductive structure of a plant அப்படினாலே என்ன அர்த்தம்? flower ன்னு அர்த்தம். And ends in the terminal bud. So this bud is present at the top of the plant. The terminal bud is present at the top of the plant and that bud is called as terminal bud. So consider this is a plant. So terminal bud can present at the top of the plant. சரிங்களா? Then the young stem is green and thus carries out photosynthesis. Young stem is green because it contains chlorophyll and it can carry out photosynthesis. During reproductive growth, stem bears flowers and fruits. சரிங்களா? So I already told you reproductive structure of a plant அப்படினால என்னன்னு அர்த்தம்? flower. So flower can become a fruit. சரிங்களா? post fertilization நடந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் அது என்னவா மாறும்? fruit-ஆ மாறும். சரிங்களா? Then branches arises exogenously. So stems are arises from cortical cells. That is why they are called as exogenous in origin. Lateral branches are exogenous in origin. Roots are endogenous in origin. Roots are endogenous in origin because they are arises from pericycle. நீங்க வந்து when you are learning plant anatomy, you can learn these type of words: exogenous, endogenous. So stem nu vanditale they are exogenous in origin. Root nu vanditale they are endogenous in origin. Exogenous means that branches arises from cortical cells. Endogenous means roots arises from pericycle. So please keep this point in your mind. Some stems bears multicellular hairs of different kinds. Let us talk about the function of stem. Function of stem can be divided into two types: primary function and secondary function. First, I am going to tell about the primary function of the stem. It provides support and bears leaves, flowers and fruits. Mainly, the stem provides support to that plant and it bears leaves, flowers and fruits. It transports water and mineral nutrients to other parts from the root because the stem contains xylem and phloem, conductive tissue. So the root can absorb the water and it transport the water with the help of xylem and phloem to other parts of the plant or tree. So it transports the water and minerals, nutrients to other parts from the root because stem contains xylem and phloem. It transports food prepared by leaves to other parts of the plant body. So the food prepared by the leaf is translocated by the conducting tissue phloem. So the food materials translocated through the stem, to other parts of the body. சரிங்களா? So these are the primary functions of stem. The secondary functions: food storage. So the stem get modified and it can store the reserve food material. So it can store reserve food material. Example: Solanum tuberosum. Solanum tuberosum is binomial name for potato. Urlakalangu binomial name is Solanum tuberosum. So it can store large amount of starch. சரிங்களா? அதுதான் நம்ம உருளைக்கிழங்கா சாப்பிடுறோம். Then colocasia means a calm, a variety of calm. நீங்க சேனக்கிழங்குன்னு சொல்லிருப்பீங்களா? அதுல கர்ணக்கிழங்கு, சாமங்கிழங்கு வரும்ல. These are all comes under colocasia. And Gingiber officinalis. So இஞ்சி. So இஞ்சி வந்து it is a modification of a stem. It is a modification of stem. Underground stem சொல்லுவோம், rhizome சொல்லுவோம். சரிங்களா? Then perennation or reproduction. They remain dormant. For during unfavorable condition. After favorable condition, it can become a new young one. So they remain in a dormant condition. That condition is called as perennation and reproduction. So and the stem வந்து என்ன ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு dormant conditionல இருக்கு favorable condition ஆனோனா it become a new young one. So perennation or reproduction. Example gingerbread officinalis, that is ginger. Curcuma longa is a binomial name for turmeric, manjal. சரிங்களா? Then water storage. Opuntia is a xerophytic plant. So it lives in a drought area. It has to store the water. Otherwise, the plant cannot survive. So the stem get modified and it can store water. சரிங்களா? அந்த opuntia வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா தண்ணீர் இல்லாத இடத்துல தான் வாழும். அப்போ it has to reduce the water loss. It has to reduce the water loss. So அந்த stem என்னவா modify ஆகுது? அந்த வாட்டரை ஸ்டோர் பண்றதுக்கு அந்த ஸ்டெம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா it is a fleshy, சரிங்களா? A fleshy stem which can store a water. சரிங்களா? So அப்ப ஸ்டெம் வந்து வாட்டர் ஸ்டோரேஜ்க்கு யூஸ் ஆகுது. எக்ஸாம்பிள் opuntia. Then buoyancy. Buoyancy means the stem helps to float. The stem helps the plant to float in the water. சரிங்களா? Example Neptunia. Neptunia வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா it is available in the pond or lake waters. So the stem helps the plant to float in the water. சரிங்களா? buoyancy மிதக்கிறதுக்கு யூஸ் ஆகுது. Then photosynthesis. So the stem get modified and it can act as a leaf. Example opuntia, ruscus, euphorbia. சரிங்களா? So the stem வந்து என்னவா modify ஆகுது? லீஃபோட வேலையை செய்யுது. It looks green in color. Actually it is a stem. சரிங்களா? அப்ப இந்த opuntia நிறைய முள்ளா இருக்கும். They are all called as leaves. சரிங்களா? They are all called as leaves. So stem get modified and they can do photosynthesis. Example opuntia, ruscus and euphorbia. Protection. Example citrus, bougainvillea, acacia. So citrus is an example for citrus. So binomial name for lemon, orange. So in lemon and orange plant, the stem contains some thorns. பாத்தீங்கன்னா முள்ளு முள்ளா இருக்கும். Actually it is a modification of a stem. So it gives protection to that plant. எதுலனா citrus, bougainvilleaலையும் you are able to find a hook-like spines. சரிங்களா? It is a modification of a stem. Then acacia, the உடமரம்னு சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல. Then support. They can provide support. Example passiflora and vitis vinifera, that is grape. Then scissors quadrangularis, peranda. So இதுல இந்த stem என்னவா get modified into a twiner. It can helps in it can support the plant. இந்த twiner என்ன பண்ணும் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு substrate வந்து அப்படி சுத்தி பிடிச்சுக்கும். சரிங்களா? என்ன பிடிச்சுக்கும்? அப்படி சுத்தி பிடிச்சுக்கும் and it provides support. So that's all about the shoot system. If you have any doubt, please clarify with me. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you.